Welcome back to Primetime Local News. I'm joined by the new Defenseman of the Year for the CJHL, TJ Lloyd. TJ, pleasure to have you in studio. It's been fun to cover the AJHL this season. Obviously, we ran into each other a couple of times with the World Junior A Challenge and then the playoffs where you guys upset Bonnyville and went on to the final. It's one more accolade, I guess, you got. What was your reaction when you got the call and got the info?
Yeah, well, thanks for having me on, and I was obviously very excited. I got the call from my GM in Spruce Grove there, and I kind of just seen it on Twitter, and a few more people just started to message me about it.
So, you've had a pretty successful year. In addition to the great career you've had with the Spruce Grove Saints, you guys obviously did better than some people predicted come playoffs, though I'm sure you guys weren't surprised by that at all. And then you obviously had other accolades this year, including with your own team, Defenseman of the Year with AJHL, and so on. Did that mean a lot to sort of finish your season on a high note, or finish your junior career on a high note, I should say? Yeah,
it was definitely cool. I mean, the way that we finished the season last year with a championship was a little bit better, but to be recognized on the national stage like that is definitely an honor, and that's just a credit to what Spruce Grove does and the great coaches that they have and the great players that they bring into there.
Now let's talk about that decision to go to Spruce Grove, obviously, because you were successful too here in town when you played here in Lloyd, and that's how people know you, obviously. What made you decide to go to Spruce specifically?
Yeah, I think it was kind of at that time you were kind of deciding between like the WHL or kind of the NCAA, and locally there's a lot of great junior A markets, so you can go to the NCAA, and I kind of started to open up to my options, talk to a few coaches, and it was actually Jason McKee. I just went to a spring camp, and I guess he liked what I brought there, and I signed a white card with him at the time, and then I came back and played a year of midget, had a lot of fun. We ended up going to the TELUS Cup winning league, and then I went into Spruce Grove my first year, and it was actually a different coach than who recruited me. And I had two different coaches while I was in Spruce Grove, but very fortunate. Both of them were really good, and I was really fortunate to be on a very successful hockey team.
And now you said it was that early meeting because there was other coaches in the AJHL who were also looking at you when you made your decision.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of another thing that would have helped play into that decision is guys from Lloyd went to Spruce Grove before, and guys like Tyler Bush and Austin Hunter, and kind of family friends with those guys, and the guys from local areas, and just talking to them, they just had a great experience with it. I had family close by, and so it just seemed like a decision that best fit for me, and I was happy with my decision.
And yeah, I guess obviously you've been happy since. What's your most memorable moment having been a Spruce Grove Saint?
100% it would be winning the AJHL championship last year against Okotoks. I mean, they didn't even lose a game after Christmas until playoffs, and then the way that our team was just able to come together, and obviously there's some tragedies that were dealt with in the hockey world, and our hockey team had to deal with those together, and it really brought us closer together, and to cap it off winning the AJHL is something that I'll never forget.
Absolutely. Now really quickly, do you have a moment from that game that sticks out to you?
No, honestly, I just remember it was just such a team buy-in effort just from the start. That whole series, we went to Okotoks, we ended up winning 2 in overtime, and it was just a fantastic way to end off that season.
I can imagine. We'll have more with TJ Lloyd on Primetime Local News.